Dear learners, my name is Dr. Mohammad Nazim, faculty in the Department of Library and Information Science, Aligarh Muslim University. We are discussing about the documentation, concept, types, functions, and services. We have already discussed about the documentation work and documentation service. And in the previous lecture, we have discussed in detail about the documentation service. There are different kinds of documentation services as we have discussed, like current awareness service, selective dissemination of information, translation service, bibliographic service, indexing and abstracting service. Now, in this lecture, we are going to start and we are going to discuss the current awareness service, which is one of the important services come under the purview of documentation service. So, by the end of this lecture, learners will be able to define the concept and characteristic of current awareness service, and they will be able to explain the professional need and key features of current awareness service. We'll be able to distinguish between different types of current awareness service, like general current awareness service and personalized current awareness service. They will be able to identify various methods, forms, and format for the delivery of current awareness service. And in the end, we'll be able to outline the essential steps which are involved in developing an effective current awareness service, and that are important for designing and delivering current awareness service in different kinds of institutions, including libraries and documentation center. So it is important to discuss the concept of current awareness service, because current awareness services are essential documentation and information services which are designed to keep users updated about the most recent development in their field of interest. As far as the nature of current awareness service is concerned, it is provided in anticipation of demand for the purpose to provide timely updates on new knowledge, research, and trends. The application of current awareness service is wide across various sectors, including libraries, research institutions, and information centers. The process of delivering and providing current awareness service involves a review and scanning of documents, then selection of relevant documents and items by comparing them with the needs of those to whom the service is being delivered or provided. And finally, the notification of interested documents and items is sent to those people. So this is the process of delivering, this is the process of providing current awareness service to the users. It is important to define what is the meaning of the current awareness service. There are many definitions of current awareness services, but we have taken the extract of the definition. These are not complete definition. This is the extract of the definition. So according to Foskett, examination of new library material to identify relevance to users' interest is come under the purview of current awareness service. Harrod's Glossary of Library and Information Science define current awareness service as the system for notifying users about current document and literature. according to CAM, it is a system to inform users as soon as possible after the publication of information or publication of document. Veradol define current awareness service as the service which keeps users up to date with the latest development in their field of interest. STOS define current awareness service as the system for reviewing new publication and selecting relevant information from these publications and intimating to the users. According to Ranganathan, it is a list. It lists documents of a period without tailoring to individual users. The focus of the definition of Ranganathan is on individual users, not individual users, that is the common users. So this service is not meant for individual users or specialized users. This is for a group of users. So we can discuss different conceptual elements on the basis of the definitions that we have discussed in the previous slide. The key conceptual element is the continuous monitoring. That means, according to Foskett, examination of newly received material is an important aspect of the monitoring. Whenever a new material is received, it should be examined and it may be delivered to the user. Another important element is the selection of relevant information. Identification of useful content from publication is very important aspects of the current awareness services. CAMP made a focus on timely notification, that is informing users as early as possible after the publication. Whereas according to Veradol, user awareness is very important, that is keeping users up to date with latest development. Whereas Ranganathan emphasized the generalized dissemination. Current awareness service is meant for generalized dissemination, for general users. This is not tailored or designed to individual users. And one of the important components of the current awareness service is the alerting mechanism, where we need to develop a system for notifying users about current literature. So what are the important characteristics of current awareness service? So meeting current information needs is important because current awareness services are delivered and provided to fulfill the current information needs of the users. And this service is provided to the group of users. This is not meant for individual users. The group of users having the similar interest, they can be served under the current awareness service. It is not highly personalized. It is a kind of general awareness services where the users can be updated on the recent development in a subject or even new arrivals in the library. The delivery of information can be in the printed format as well as electronic format, and continuous and regular service. So current awareness service is the continuous and regular service. It may be provided on daily basis, weekly, and fortnightly. It does not require specific user feedback, unlike selective dissemination of information, where a feedback is important. In this service, the feedback mechanism is not important. Current awareness service enables quick awareness of new information and helps avoid duplication of research work. If user is timely updated about the research that is being conducted somewhere, then there is a chance of avoiding duplication of research work. Now the question is, why current awareness service is needed? There are many factors which are responsible for the designing of current awareness service in the special libraries or in the documentation center. And one of the important factors is the rapid growth of information, which make it difficult to stay updated. Finding relevant information is difficult if there is information overload. So finding pinpointed and useful information is a difficult task, and current awareness service provide timely updates to the users. Researchers require latest development immediately, and this is the only service which provide latest development in a specific area of interest of the users. Interdisciplinary research can be increased through the delivery of current awareness services. We have seen that traditional indexing or abstracting services are shallow and broad. Why they are shallow? Because it takes time. After the publication of a new issue of the periodical or journal, it takes time to compile the detail of the articles which are published in the indexing and abstracting journals. So current awareness services are important to just immediately intimate the table of content page of the periodical of the journals to the users. And that is why current awareness service provide prompt dissemination of information, and it reduces time lag in accessing new knowledge. And ultimately, it helps overcome issues like information overload and delay of delivery of information. So there are different types of current awareness services, and they can be distinguished as primary current awareness service, that is document-based services, personalized current awareness services, that is users-based, secondary current awareness service, that is called news and analysis, and professional and activity-based current awareness services. So different kinds of services are offered by the libraries and documentation center under each category of current awareness service. When we talk about primary current awareness service, it includes accession list. An accession list of the library or documentation center is the list of new arrivals that include all kinds of publications. Table of contents services are important, and we know the content page of the periodicals, recently published journals can be compiled and delivered to the users. And then the routing of periodicals. That is, we know the periodicals which received in the library can be routed among the scholars and the faculty members. When we talk about the personalized current awareness service, they are basically user-based services. And these include selective dissemination of information and automated alerting services, where in modern environment, user can be updated automatically. Whenever new information is arrived, it can be intimated through the email and SMS to the users. The secondary current awareness service is based on news and analysis, where newspaper clicking services, library bulletins, and literature reviews, state-of-art reports can be delivered to the users. When we talk about the professional and activity current awareness service, there are some kinds of information that to be provided to the users to update. Conference, seminar, patent standards alert, research in progress reports can be provided so that the researchers can aware about the progress of the research in a particular area. There are different methods, that is forms and formats of providing current awareness services. So you can see the list of activities can be carried out in the institution, in the library and documentation center for offering different kinds of current awareness services. We will discuss in details each method of delivering and providing current awareness service. So the first one is circulation and routing of journals. When the copies of the new issues of the journals are received in the libraries, they can be routed, they can be circulated among the researchers, among the faculty members. Then they will be able to receive new update in a particular subject in their area of interest. We can see another important service, that is the list of latest periodicals which is received, is one of the most common form of current awareness service, typically provided as a bulletin or digital notification. So what we can do, we can compile a list of latest periodical which are received in the library, and then this can be circulated among the users. Then another method of delivering and providing current awareness service is the current content service, where a content page of the each periodical can be copied and compiled and can be delivered to the users. Today this is very easy because we can easily distribute and disseminate the content of the periodicals to the users through the modern technologies, including uh, email and blogs and SMS. Another important method of providing current awareness service is the announcement of research in progress. So research is being conducted in different institutions, and different kinds of research projects which are in progress, the updates of these projects can be announced by the libraries. So library can inform users about ongoing research projects and their progress, and the purpose is to help avoid duplication of research and keeping researchers updated on current research activities. And the contents of this bulletin may be the details of the institution and laboratory where a particular research project is carried out. Name of the researchers can be mentioned. Funding sources and the duration of the research project can also be outlined. And information on different kinds of equipment which are used in the research may also be outlined in the content of the bulletin of the library. Some additional information can also be included, including brief description of the project, and the highlights can be possible on the progress achieved so far. Notification of forthcoming conferences, seminars, and other categories of events is another important method of providing current awareness service. So what libraries can do, they can inform users about upcoming conferences, seminars, workshops, and other relevant events. The purpose is to provide the opportunities to share knowledge and learn new developments. The beneficiaries of these kinds of services are especially useful for research scholars and faculty members, and there are many benefits including encouragement to academic interaction and professional development. A library can also publish a library bulletin, and this is basically the traditional services. Now these library bulletin replaced by the blogs, library blogs. However, it is an important form of current awareness service, and library bulletin is a core component of current awareness service, and it serves as a formal periodic publication, usually issued weekly, monthly, or quarterly depending upon the frequency of its publication. It notifies the user about new materials, upcoming events, and specific development within the library's collection. You can see that these are the library bulletins published by some libraries, and this is the sample of the library bulletin published by the libraries, specific libraries. And another methods of providing current awareness service is the newspaper clicking services. This is a specialized current awareness service where a library or information center monitors, select and organize article from daily newspaper to keep users updated on a specific topic. Display is also a method of current awareness services where new arrivals can be displayed in the library. and it is the easiest and cheapest and the oldest method of current awareness service to make the users aware about the current information in different fields. Libraries can organize the exhibition for providing current awareness services on the display or on the notice board. One of the important method of and forms of current awareness service is the personal conversation or face-to-face conversation, where users sometimes not aware of the services offered by the library, and in this kinds of situation, librarian can personally meet the users and provide information about the recent development in the library. So this is also important aspects of providing current awareness services in the library. This is the new trend in the field of current awareness services, where a library can create a blog which can serve two important roles: one as a source of information for the professional, and other is as a platform for libraries to communicate with the users. The important features of the blogs are the real-time updates, because unlike journals, blogs can publish information instantly, making them ideal for tracking research or policy changes. It is a kind of informal commentary where experts often use blogs to explain complex new findings in accessible language. And it is a kind of interactive activity where the comment section allows for immediate peer discussion and feedback on new ideas. And we can integrate multimedia in the blogs, where we can easily host video, walkthrough, podcast, and infographics that traditional bulletin cannot include. The modern form of current awareness service also include telephone, WhatsApp, email, and SMS. And these modern communication technology can be used to interact or to directly contact the librarian to get updates on current research and development in their area of interest. Now we can see the modern digital current awareness service that is called alerting services, and most of the modern researchers use automated digital tools to receive list of latest periodical directly. So today libraries users are not depends on the libraries basically. There are modern information retrieval systems, there are different databases, online journals databases. These databases provide current awareness services, and there are some of the examples which have included in this particular slide, and different kinds of current awareness services. So if we talk about the table of content alerts, it works like get the table of content via email when a new issue is published. So you can register your email ID and then into a database, then you will be able to receive the updates on the new articles which are published in a particular journal, in a particular database. And as an example, Science Direct, Sage Publications, Oxford Academic Press, they have included these features. Another important service in the modern digital age is the search alerts, where automatically rerun a specific search query and notify you of new results. And this is basically the Google Alerts, EBSCOhost, and PubMed Central. So these kinds of databases included these features where a specific search can be rerun and your query, answer to the query can be notified to the users. Real syndicate feeds is also an important feature of the modern digital current awareness service, where real-time update can be delivered to a feed reader whenever a site adds new information, new content. And you can see JSTOR, while a online library has having these kinds of facilities and features. One of the important aspects of modern digital current awareness service is the citation alerts, and a notification can be sent when a specific author and the article is cited by a new work. And we have seen that we can see that the modern databases, citation or bibliographic databases like Web of Science, Scopus, and Google Scholar provide these kinds of facility and alerts of the citation. So there are different steps involved in designing and delivery of effective current awareness service. And it is important for us as a library professionals that we need to design and offer effective current awareness services. So the complete process can be grouped into 3 phases, and the first phase is that is the planning and analysis phase. And when we are going to design the current awareness service for a library and for the documentation center and for a specialized institution, then the first thing is that we need to identify the target audience for whom we are going to start current awareness services. And we need to define who needs the service, whether they are faculty, students, and corporate executives. And group users by subject, interest, or departments. So this is very important that we need to identify the target audience for whom we are going to design that current awareness service. Then conducting a need assessment is also important, where we need to do survey of the user to understand their information needs, and we need to identify the urgency, that is we need to provide or we need to offer current awareness service on daily basis or monthly basis. Then the selection of information sources on the basis of the identification of target audience and on the basis of the assessments of the user's need. We can choose the channel to monitor. We can ensure a mix of primary, that is original research, and secondary reviews and sources for the selection of appropriate sources that to be delivered to the users. The next phase is processing and preparation, where we need to scan and filter. We need to review incoming materials, documents, daily or weekly basis. And then we need to filter out noise, that is irrelevant document, to prevent information overload. And we need to select only the items and piece of information that match the predefined user profile. And the next step is the standardize the format, that is we need to organize items under subject headings for the easy scanning. And we can use a consistent citation style, and we can add value component like brief, annotation, or keyword to each document. And then finally we need to choose the medium of the delivery of current awareness service to the users. And we need to decide on the delivery format, whether we want to provide current awareness service in the traditional printed format in the form of bulletin or display racks, or we want to offer or we want to use digital platforms like email, RSS feeds, WhatsApp, alerts, or internet portals or blogs, whatever. The third phase is the phase related to the delivery and maintenance of current awareness service, where we ultimately disseminate information to the users by sending the service according to a fixed schedule. And we need to ensure the call to action is clear. For example, click here to request the full article. So once we send the bibliographic detail to the users, we can also make the provision of providing full text article to the users and providing the option for clicking here to request the full articles. A request form can also be included along with the delivery of current awareness service. Then the next thing is the document delivery, and we need to facilitate document delivery services to the users by ensuring the library can actually provide the full text of any item which is listed in the current awareness service, whether this item is available in the library or not available. If it is not available, then we need to arrange this document through document delivery service or through interlibrary loan service. And we can provide a simple request form or direct link to PDFs. And at the end, there should be a mechanism of feedback and evaluation. And for that, we need to periodically ask users, is this still relevant? And we need to track engagement metrics, for example, email open rates, link clicks, etc. And on the basis of that, we can refine the source list and frequency based on this particular data through feedback and evaluation. So now this is the time to sum up this particular presentation, this particular topic. So current awareness service provides brief and current information on a specific subject to keep users informed. It is a kind of generalized, non-personalized service where users scan and identify relevant information themselves. There are different forms of current awareness service, and these forms include titles of document, table of content, brief reviews, and alerts. Traditionally, the current awareness services are delivered through printed tools, photocopies, bulletins. Now they are delivered through digital media, including email alerts, listservs, and online bulletins. And these services basically enables user to stay informed without physical presence in the library. And their effectiveness of current awareness service depends on user needs and profile, and skills and initiatives of the library staff. So we can sum up that the current awareness services are important for the libraries, for the documentation center, and for the users. And the basic purpose of providing current awareness services to keep update about the recent development or latest development in a specific area. And current awareness service can be provided using traditional method as well as modern digital technology. So with this is the list of references, and for further details and more detail, these books can be consulted. And at the end, thank you very much.